it probably goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's been a difficult week on the off the field side of what we were doing today or this week. Anytime a member of our family, a student athlete or a coach or a staff member is involved in a bad decision potentially or misconduct, whatever it might be, it hurts. And it hurts because we all take it so personally. We spend a lot of time and energy, and we take a lot of pride in the fact that we try to do things right. And so when something doesn't go the way you'd like it to, it hurts. I've had the whole range of emotions, as have we all. Anger, disappointment, concern, embarrassed, all those things related to the situation with Dominique and Anthony, related to the photos, some comments that have been attributed to some websites, all of those things. It's been a challenging week.
Certainly, first of all, these are serious issues that we're dealing with, and they're ones that we're very concerned about. We spend an awful lot of time educating and working on the image that we want to portray as a football team, not only the football team, but how we represent the athletic department, the entire university in our state. So obviously there's been some poor judgment made in that regard. It's a little bit ironic, I guess, in some ways, because camp's a time where we do spend a lot of time talking about some of the things involving image and how you do things, decisions you make. And it was actually a year ago today when Marvin Sims did a presentation on the Facebook, for instance, and that was addressed again also in May, and is addressed by Fred Mims and his staff also when the students get on campus at the beginning of camp. So a lot of times, you have things that come up that you haven't covered. This is a case where I think we've covered it pretty thoroughly. And the bottom line is there's a big gap between the two stories. And certainly I want to be supportive of our players and plan to be supportive of our players. But I also realize and acknowledge this is a serious charge, and so there's a serious or a wide gap right now. And I think probably the only intelligent thing to do is let this thing run its course legally, and let the experts make that determination. Not to be callous, I don't mean this in any way. Again, I'll go back in the terms of regarding Anthony and Dominique. It's a serious charge. We're going to treat it as such. I'm going to support those guys. All of us are going to support them. They're friends of ours, teammates, what have you. But the bottom line is they're not with the team. They won't be with the team in the near future. And what we need to do right now, it's like an injured player. We've got to prepare as if they're not going to be there, because that is the fact of the matter right now. We've got a game a week from now, and we've got to pull together with whoever's ready, whether they're suspended or injured, and get ready to play a football game and get ready to play a season.
What was your first reaction to the Facebook photos?
Disappointment. Clearly disappointment. But I'm not going to say surprise. And I guess what was surprising to me is when I learned that on the average, I guess we have 32,000 plus members on campus of those sites. More surprising to me was that we have a statistic that's been thrown around by the experts. Average member checks the site 6 times a day. I'd be happy as hell if they looked at their game plans twice a day. But that's the world we live in. I think that's the reality of it. Be careful about being too judgmental too about people. We live in a very diverse society. And one thing about if you're involved in a team activity, especially like football, where you have 100 plus people from different parts of the country, different backgrounds. It's one of the great things about, I think, sports, particularly football. You learn to appreciate a lot of people's diversity, different interests, and what have you. If you have a good team, things pull together. So you just kind of bear that in mind also. And to me, this is a public thing. I'm all for individualism. I went through my period of it, as I was growing up and all that stuff. And I think it's great to have independent thoughts. But when you're the member of the team, too, there's a responsibility. Or the member of an athletic department, a member of a university, and represent that university. So, this to me is a public venue, and I think players have to treat it with that respect. And, a simple question I asked a couple of the players: how do you think your mom or your dad would respond? How about your coaches or any of the mentors that you've had in your life? And would they be proud of those pictures? And I haven't got many affirmative answers on that front. So it's pretty basic stuff. And I think that's something we have to keep putting out in front of our players.